Have you ever seen blood on a girl's pants in public? Well, how about on a man's pants? My name is Annabella, and I'm going to tell you a story about my high school teacher, Mr. DeVries. A few years ago, I went to the Adventist Academy for my high school years. It was a really nice Adventist school. So anyways, the coolest teacher in the whole school was definitely Mr. DeVries. I think at the time he was in his late 20s. He actually made math seem more tolerable, believe it or not. I swear. Initially, when Mr. DeVries became my teacher, I didn't really like him. I remembered once when I was really struggling with my math project, and it was really getting to me, Mr. DeVries literally helped me get an A+. After class that day, he realized that I pretty much failed and wanted to help me, so he asked me to stay back after class, and he explained what he was looking for in the project. Or let's just say he indirectly told me the answers. He told me bring it to him for the following day. The results? I scored a surprising 92%, being among the top scores. From that day, we developed a lovely relationship. He also had other ways of winning over other students, like buying lunch for the kids whose parents did not have money or food to give them. Trust me, he was that one teacher who was well loved by the entire school. So, one day, Mr. DeVries was not feeling well. He gave us an exercise to do and returned to his desk and had his head on the desk. After we completed the assignment, he got up to write the answers on the board. He'd face us as he would double-check his notes on the desk. Well, when he turned around, a lot of kids started to whisper. I didn't even notice the blood on his pants for a few seconds. Probably a really unlucky day to wear khakis. My friend Lilith had leaned over and whispered to me, "Is that real blood on his pants? Or is he trying to play some weird trick on us?" I wasn't sure, but I pretty much went along with it. When Mr. DeVries turned around, I noticed that his face turned paper white. His mouth was wide open, and I could tell he didn't know what to say. He rushed out of the room without a word. Everyone was still muttering for a few seconds. I mean, how could they not? This definitely wasn't a joke. He came back in not too long after and started to explain to us that he was born a girl. Even though he's physically a man, he thought like a girl. He had started the transition process to physically become a man before Jesus came into his life. Deep down, he wished that he hadn't started the process, and then he had to keep it a secret because of the school's principals. He knew the school wouldn't accept that he had done this. I could tell that nobody knew what to do. I mean, what are you supposed to do in this type of situation? I honestly felt really bad for Mr. DeVries because he was so nice and funny. Yet he was embarrassed in front of a whole classroom. Man, I remember my eyes started to tear up, and I just couldn't help myself. I got out of my chair and headed towards him. I wrapped my arms around him and hugged him. I felt really bad for him. After a few seconds of hugging, he let me go. I basically told him that we were there for him and loved him for whoever he is. That's when I noticed other kids were getting up and hugging him too. It was so amazing to see, honestly. That's when Mr. DeVries really shocked us all. More than when we saw blood on his pants. He decided that he's gained enough courage to tell the principal and that he shouldn't be ashamed anymore. He suggested that we come with him since we helped him with his breakthrough. Of course, we all wanted to go. Wouldn't you want to go help your favorite teacher? When we all got there, we were all really scared for Mr. DeVries. He seemed to be calm, cool, and collected. The principal seemed shocked when she saw us, probably because there was a bunch of us. Mr. DeVries explained what had happened to the principal. Well, the principal really shocked us. She actually told Mr. DeVries that she was proud of him for talking about this, and that the school would stand by him no matter what, because they know that God loves him. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more awesome stories.